Hello everybody, got another video today. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be talking about wardrobe essentials that I personally think everybody should have, especially during the winter. We're going to talk about a few different items. Keep it pretty simple but straightforward for the video, but hope you guys enjoy and let's get into it. Alright, so the first essential I believe is going to be a form of knitwear in your wardrobe. So that could be like a cardigan or a fisherman sweater. It depends on your personal style. But I think knitwear is very versatile, especially in the winter, because it'll keep you warm. And also, if it's dry enough, you kind of can just wear it as it is and it looks amazing. Or if it's very cold, you could layer it under a jacket and you have that added layer as well. Knitwear can be kind of expensive depending on where you go and the materials that are used. Personally, I prefer 100% wools or cottons, and you can find affordable options, especially if you go vintage, or even Uniqlo has some great options that are like 100%, I think, lamb's wool. I saw a sweater when I went in there recently, but I try to avoid getting like, acrylics and stuff like that. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of those. I think going like 100% wool it's a more sustainable option, and personally, I just think it feels a lot better on your skin, especially if it's a high quality wool. But that's just my recommendations, and yeah, I think knits they're pretty timeless and they're versatile in a wardrobe. Alright, my next essential in a winter wardrobe would have to be a pair of cargo pants. Cargo pants are pretty versatile in my opinion, and they can be dressed up or down depending on the situation. I think cargo pants are something that can fit in anybody's wardrobe, and I believe they're a staple, especially a nice olive pair. I feel like every couple years, when I have a pair that, is been worn to the ground, basically, I just re-up on a different pair of olive cargo pants. They're pretty easy to wear. I think once you get a pair of even olive pants in general, they're pretty versatile. Even with denim, I love the way the olive contrasts with the denim, the earth tones, it just really complements each other. They're just a timeless staple in anyone's wardrobe at this point that I think anybody can look into. I have a nice pair of Our Legacy mount cargos that I got a few seasons ago, and I love them because I'm able to wear them with, say, like a pair of camion boots and a nice sweater, and it looks sort of semi-formal, but I can also really dress them down with, a bomber jacket or like a nice puffer jacket, and it still looks casual but also very stylish. So I think cargo pants are something that you should definitely look into putting in your wardrobe if you don't already have a fan of. The next essential is going to have to be a bomber jacket. Bomber jacket has been a staple since it was introduced basically back in the 1940s. Obviously, its initial intent was for aviators to wear that, but now it's, seeped into mainstream fashion culture, and it's honestly a mainstay, as I've already said. Bomber jackets are so great in the winter because there's so much variety out there now. It's a stylish, iconic jacket at this point, and if you get a bomber jacket, you don't really have to worry about it being trendy or not, because it's basically here to stay at this point. It's been around for almost 100 years, give or take maybe like 15 more years, it'll be 100 years at this point, and it's still going strong. I still see celebrities wearing it to this day, and personally I love a nice cropped, oversized bomber jacket. You can find so many great alternatives, if you want to find like a vintage one on eBay. It might take a little bit of work, but you can find a really good deal on one and you'll look amazing. Or you could even go with, a luxury sort of version. Personally, one of my favorites is this Stussy over-dyed version that I got, I believe, a few seasons ago. And it's this really oversized fit, and it just looks amazing in the winter. And it's this really nice blue color, or greenish blue color, but I love this bomber jacket. It's a mainstay. And then also, I have this Simply Complicated bomber jacket that is sort of I think it's called the cardigan bomber. I got this one secondhand on Grailed for a very good price, and it's honestly probably one of my favorite jackets in my wardrobe because it's a bomber jacket, but it's a unique twist on a bomber jacket. I think it's called the cardigan because it basically gets rid of all the ribbing that would be known on a bomber jacket and gives this unique silhouette to it when you wear it. And that's the beauty of bomber jackets. I've seen so many different variations on it over the years, ones with hoods, one without hoods. I even saw one without cuffs that looked really unique. That could be cool for layering, but it's a timeless, iconic staple that everybody needs in their wardrobe. My next essential in a winter wardrobe would have to be boots. Comfort is like the most important thing for me in the winter, and boots kind of help with that because if it's nasty outside, I don't really have to worry about, my feet getting wet because I'm just wearing, a pair of combat boots. And boots are very subjective because, the aesthetic to one person, say like a chunky boot, which is appealing to me, might not be appealing to the next person, but there's so much variety in boots that you'll be able to find an aesthetic that suits you. One of my favorite pair of boots that I own is going to have to be my Ouray NYC infantry boots. I've had those for a few years now, ever since the first initial release, and they're still going strong. There is heel drag, but my favorite thing about those boots is basically if the weather's nasty outside, I really don't have to worry. I just put them on and I go, and they're still holding strong. And another alternative boot, if you wanted to have something more rugged to withstand the weather outside, I recently got the Rear Jungle boot by Salomon, and if that collab is sold out, if you still like that aesthetic, they have general release pairs. And the great thing about that boot is it's all synthetic material, so you don't really have to worry about any leather getting ruined, with really nasty conditions or anything, or conditioning the leather. But I would say your best bet in investing in boots is trying to find something that's Goodyear welted. You can even go vintage. I've seen plenty of people go vintage, get combat boots, and resole them, and that's a great alternative. I also love my Tonka, Ouray NYC boot, because as I've worn them, the leather insole is basically molded to my foot, and now they're one of the most comfortable boots I own, and I'm going to continue to wear them probably for years to come. And that's the thing with boots. If you invest in a very nice pair of boots, high quality, Goodyear welted, they can last you probably the rest of your life if you take care of them properly, get them resoled. But they mold to your foot, and they become the most comfortable pair of shoes you probably own in your wardrobe. Alright, and my final wardrobe essential for the winter is going to have to be a nice leather jacket. A leather jacket honestly is a staple in anybody's wardrobe, and there's really not anything that beats a leather jacket. The aesthetic, and there's just a certain quality to wearing a leather jacket that you can't really put into words until you've put one on and you felt the quality of the leather. Even alternatives like synthetic leathers and stuff like that, personally I'd avoid, because you could just go vintage at that route if you want to save money, as it's way more sustainable, and the synthetic leathers, they just degrade so fast. It's essentially plastic, so I really hesitate on those personally. Two of the items I'm showcasing, I have my Shot jacket that I just got recently. I bought this off eBay, and it's about to be 40 years old in like 2 years. The tag inside says like 1986, I believe it was made. And a jacket like this, brand new, would cost probably $1,400, which is insane and ridiculous in my opinion. I would never pay that. But this jacket costs a fraction of the cost, and all I had to do was put some tender love and care into it, and now it looks, practically new essentially. And the great thing about this jacket being vintage is it's already broken in, and it's super comfortable. It is a very thick jacket. I didn't anticipate it to be this thick, but I guess that's, come to be expected with it being a shearling jacket. But I love this jacket, and I love the aesthetic. If you played Resident Evil 4, this is basically that aesthetic, of Leon Kennedy in that game. And it's just, this jacket is timeless. I mean, leather jackets in general are timeless. And then the other jacket I'm showcasing is my Hellraiser Our Legacy jacket. This is obviously, more of a traditional biker sort of Shot Perfecto sort of silhouette, except a little twist on it, the Our Legacy twist. And this jacket I ended up getting last year on end of season sale, and the only reason I ended up purchasing it was because I got it at a very, very steep discount. The quality is amazing. Our Legacy quality is always up to par, but the retail price on the leather jacket is just unjustifiable in my opinion. Obviously, if you got the cash, you're willing to spend it, go ahead. I'm not going to judge, but personally, I do not think even for retail it would be worth it. But I can say the quality is amazing on this jacket, and as I've worn it, it's gotten super supple. The leather has softened up significantly. It's not nearly as stiff, and there's just really, like I said, no better feeling than wearing a leather jacket. There's just like a certain quality to it when you wear it. It's like, I guess, a confidence booster. I don't know. Even if you don't have high confidence, there's just no better feeling than wearing a leather jacket. It just feels so unique, and you can't beat that aesthetic essentially. Alright, and that's going to do it for the Winter Essentials video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, please like and subscribe. If there are any winter essentials that you feel that are essential to a wardrobe, please leave them in the comments below, and stay tuned for more videos. Thank you.